Gen Z has ruined eating. This is not clickbait, it's not a trick to lure you into the video. This is simply the truth. Since childhood, you are taught to eat. You reach your mother's nipples to drink. You have the urge to feel the desire to feed yourself. Eating is one of the first instincts you have when you come into this world. But what makes this instinct so messed up and advanced is the way we let it affect us. 70 million adults in America are now obese as we speak, and research shows that 1 in 8 people in the world were living with obesity in 2022. Obesity was always a thing, but Gen Z created another problem, the performative one. Our generation induced the idea in our brains that eating is performative art. We first started with Instagram pictures of food, nothing complex, just a naive picture of some sushi. And now, as we speak, niche food is trending on our For You pages. The idea that every meal should be curated is such a foolish ideal. Don't get me wrong, I'm the first ever to struggle with this. Since I was a little child, I was a picky eater, and this helped me create a relationship with food that I don't wish on anybody. The resistance I have to food that touches one another is crazy. The ick I get when I see food that isn't disposed as pretty on a plate is disgusting. I'm disgusted by myself by the need to see the plate as if it was a piece of art. Sure, culinary and cooking is an admirable profession. I, as an artist, think it's an art by itself, but we, as advanced societies, see food as something to be celebrated and curated or decorated. But if we go back to our existence, people weren't seeing food as a piece of art. It's naive and cruel to think this ideology. Humans picked food to survive. They fought many mammals and other animals to the point of extinction. Which proves my point. I once saw a thread that was talking about a country that I don't remember the name of that spoke of its history of eating whale meat, not because they liked the taste or they felt good eating it, but because they wanted to survive, and it was the only resource they could find at the time. Now we have the luxury to try mangoes or avocados that at the time were only a dream. You didn't even know mangoes existed. Now we have the privilege to open our phones, and as soon as we open them on our For You page, we see a girl recommending top 10 food niche recipes of this month, and this guy telling us what foods should we eat to gain muscle. I get it that the internet gave us the privilege to express ourselves, but that doesn't mean that we should ruin our generation's perceptions on everything, not just food. And I mean that with love. I myself suffer the consequences of being a picky eater, a performative eater that has 10 paragraphs of conditions on how I should have my food served. But we got to stop this. We have to, for the sake of our health. Back in medieval times, people consumed food really differently. They didn't think about caviar or melted butter on toasted bread or beefsteak and some champagne. They didn't even consider it as an idea. They consumed broth on a daily basis or bread if they had the privilege to, because broth is a liquid that can be melted whenever you want, and it's really good for your health and bones and skin when you get old. They consumed soup and all the types of food that they could find. They didn't have the luxury to choose between some of them. They used all they had. That meant that you were used to eating for survival. It was a chore, not a pleasure. The problem nowadays is that we want to feel pleasure from food because we don't feel comfort from other sources of our daily lives. Technology is helping people get really introverted, and with that comes the absence of pleasure. The pleasure to meet people, to enjoy fear as a feeling and not as a feeling that should be banished. And if we ever feel like we're close to fearing, we become really closeted. Instead of feeling real feelings and experiencing the world with its real emotions, we try to find comfort and pleasure in our basic instincts. We try to eat when we are sad. We try to eat when we sit and watch a movie and we don't have to do it instead of just watching the damn movie. We try to go out, but what if I have that app that I can order anything and everything and they can deliver it into my doormat in less or more than 25 minutes? Why try if someone else can try it for me? The more we become absent of the idea of trying, we create this introverted wall between us and the other world. Millennials and boomers cook, and it doesn't mean that we don't, but to be sincere, they are the last generation, in my opinion, that will be left to cook on a daily basis. I'm not saying that the world will not have people that cook every day anymore, but I think that with the rise of social media and performative living and the rise of accessibility everywhere and anywhere, we will become so distant from the idea of a healthy body that it will not even hit us as a concept that people actually ate food just to eat food and not to eat food. We watch YouTube videos about advice on how to love yourself and how to rebrand yourself, but are we really following up by doing our makeup and just following a skincare routine? Are we really respecting ourselves when we eat sugared foods instead of something healthy? I've seen these healthy routines you create for your 1 minute shorts as if that helps your 24 hours you have left. We perform for our Instagram stories, post pills to help us with whatever health problem we have. We post a short video of our fitness routine, and the only fitness we do is the one we exercise in our video. And the cherry on top, we take a picture of our healthy bowl with avocado and shrimps as if protein is the only thing you should take. But you don't even know what else because shrimp was trending this month, right? It makes me sick to my stomach, literally, that we have fallen for this propaganda. And we did this to ourselves. First, we started with the aesthetics, and now we have moved on to performative living. We perform for our routines to make each other feel good about our lives as if we have 200 lives on our left drawer next to our bed, and we can decide on spending them with whatever script we have each year and act accordingly. This year, I will be a niche architect. Next year, I'll be a niche art curator. And maybe next year, I can be a niche interior decorator. Niche here and niche there, as if niche is the only way to describe esoteric or unique experiences. And when the word niche is done being used up as much as the word aesthetic, we will surely hop onto the next word, but with the same meaning, just with different paraphrasing and different letters. It's funny, trying to live for everyone else except yourself. I read a quote once, and it's been stuck in my mind since then, and it goes like this. If you treated yourself like you would your kid for the next 10 years or so, if you don't have a kid, would you feel proud or embarrassed? Proud of the kid for only eating to enjoy and not digest, or embarrassed that you let that kid, in this case you, eat for performance? When we are little, our mothers help us eat, and most of our time force us because we don't like our greens and we resist eating them. But at least then you had someone forcing you to. Adulthood is the part of life where your decisions are only yours and not others. So obviously your life is in your hands. And with that being said, you don't force yourself anymore. Is that the right decision though? Do we even know how to cook anymore if we aren't watching something while cooking to help us? Do we even know how to make bread from scratch or things in general? Oh, wait, I forgot. Nara Smith took that place and made millions by capitalizing on the performance of making things from scratch. We are literally doomed, and it is our responsibility to fix it. We have the decision to make our lives worthwhile or complain in the next 20 or to 30 years from health issues. Maybe what our generation doesn't need is another niche ingredient, viral recipe, but permission to eat in a way that doesn't feel like content, to eat soup without fear, to eat bread without embarrassment, to eat for the body we have and not for the one we show or post online. Because at the end of the day, digestion is real. You can filter it, but you cannot fake it. And no matter how aesthetic the meal was, your body will probably always tell the truth.